This is a small piece, and this is from Jung's definitions of concretism. So basically, the way he thinks about extroverted thinking is like, as I read the last time, was that it could be concretistic thinking or ideal thinking. And this is just talking about the concretistic thinking piece, which he relates to the older type of mind. And he's saying that concretistic thinking operates exclusively with concrete concepts and percepts and is constantly related to sensation. Similarly, concretistic feeling is never segregated from its sensuous context. Primitive thinking and feeling are entirely concretistic. They are always related to sensation. The thought of the primitive has no detached independence, but clings to material phenomena. It rises at most to the level of analogy. Primitive feeling is equally bound to material phenomena. Both of them depend on sensation and are only slightly differentiated from it. Concretism is therefore an archaism. And then I think this was the piece that I really wanted to say. In civilized man, concretistic thinking consists this is important. This should be a star. Like in civilized man, concretistic thinking consists in the inability to conceive of anything except immediately obvious facts transmitted by the senses, or in the inability to discriminate between subjective feeling and the sensed object. And that's what I mean.
What's the most common way you've seen that show up in people's lives?
I mean, all day. This is what I mean about. This is what I mean about not being able to separate the object from your interpretations of the object, from your value judgment of the object. The object already has your judgments. It already has value in it. And value does not exist outside of value as a relational concept to individuals. There's no value without an individual. So
what kind of things do people say when that happens?
What kind of things do they say? I mean, it's a deterministic mentality. They say, you have to have this. It's almost like, even when you think about like keeping up with the Joneses or something like that, right?
Right.
I have to have this dress, or I have to have this kind of house, or people will think about me this way. You're attaching the way that you feel about, other people's judgments, or whatever, the way you feel about something to the object. You're not able to distinguish one from the other. It's just all at once. It's just, it's a car for some people. So for some people, it's jewelry. For some people, it's a woman. For some people, it's a job. Some people, it's a job title. It's a status. It's an amount of money for some people. And they just can't distinguish. Like some people say, I just need to make $1 million. Like I've heard of people taking $1 million contract that's worse for them net dollar-wise, like after taxes and their financial situation, but they just needed that $1 million threshold because that was something that that's just something that they had to have.
Yes. I've always wanted it. I had to have it. Like, I don't know that you need to. What do you need it for? I always had to have it. It was what I've always dreamed of. Why? Well, I heard it growing up, and this was what there you go.
Yeah.
You didn't evaluate this first, what you actually needed. That would have taken math. You could have done math.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong. Once again, there's nothing wrong with wanting a thing, right? But that's a total lack of self-awareness.
Uncritical thoughts. That's just like, I like things. Like, you're allowed to have values. You made a conclusion about an actual new thing that you didn't have evidence for. That was avoidable. That is an avoidable mistake.
Wow. I think I can leave that one right there.